to the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet already were. It was just two in there at first. Then it said, and they should be tormented day and night forever and ever. You know, it's a long time when they take that ever off. I mean, that four off of it. They just said forever and ever. I mean, it's so long a time. Time don't even exist no more with it. Keep reading, though.
And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, for whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it.
Wait a minute. Now, I thought that the dead people, like somebody tried to tell me, went to Haiti, which is really hell. That's where the word hell come from. Or Sheol. And they sat there, and it was a place where they waited for a second. This is what they try to tell you. But it says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it. So that means everybody that was on the Titanic, they coming up out the sea, right? Some of them people floated all the way to the bottom, right? And then and death. Oh, go ahead, keep reading.
And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works.
So everybody who died, man, they come up to this great day of judgment. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like somebody was. We don't read about nothing. It says, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. Like everybody else was dead. You don't read about nobody being alive somewhere and they was waiting on this day of judgment. That's not what we read. Verse 14.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
Oh, so now this is the second death. The one we was reading about in Mark chapter 9 when it was talking about weeping and gnashing of teeth. This is the done deal. This one is all over. This is what is called the second death. See? Go ahead.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
All right, let's skip over to chapter 21. We're going to read verse 6, 7, and 8.
And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is at thirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Okay, so I mean, regardless of how you want to look at it, brothers and sisters, if you don't want to deal with God and deal with his righteousness, however you want to look at it, you're going to take part in that second death, and that's the lake of fire. And we are here, brothers and sisters, to try to give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. We are here to try to put you on that right path to salvation by giving you the word of God, line upon line and precept upon precept. So I hope today that you did learn something about the lake of fire, that it does exist. It is real. Weeping and gnashing of teeth. Burning forever. We're going to have two dudes sitting in there during the 1,000-year millennium period, and we're going to be looking at them. And then I hope you learn a little bit about the actual word hell. And that hell is not the lake of fire. The lake of fire is hell, but hell is a condition. Truly, a condition. Which may consist of the grave, which may consist of the actual lake of fire itself. Or it may just consist of somebody beating your head. You know, I mean, hell could be when you ain't paying your bills. Hey, you go to the hood and you see a crackhead, she in hell already. So I'm just trying to get you to understand biblical terminology when we deal with the word hell and when we deal with the word the lake of fire. So brothers and sisters, I hope that today you got some kind of understanding. Hell the condition, lake of fire, everlasting punishment. And with that, I'll leave you with one man planteth, another man watereth, but it's the Lord that get an increase. And we thank you for your time.
How long we gon' forsake the Lord and provoke him to anger? Refuse to walk in his ways, we only put ourselves in danger. Everyone under the sun whom the Lord has given breath ain't afraid of doing evil, but afraid of facing death. Why sin against the Lord? You gon' die and it ain't worth it. It's an evil thing they blame their sins on being imperfect. They lie pride and strife. These things do they commit. Ye are of your father the devil. He's a lie and the father of it. His servants ye are. Yes, to whom ye obey. But the righteous man like shining more and more till the perfect day. Delight himself in the laws of the Lord is what he keep. He know whatever a man sow, that is also what he reap. But the wicked man sow to his flesh and reap corruption, denying the Lord and bring upon themselves swift destruction. The Lord been warning them and teaching them, but they ain't turning. Depart from evil, or you face an everlasting burning. These are they, the low ways they haven't known. Unbelievers, homongers, murderers, it goes on. Idolaters, liars, go to the lake with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. They didn't obey the Lord's voice. The Lord don't want you to burn, but you make your own choice to live godly or ungodly. You get no recompense. Not willing that any should perish, but all come to repentance. But serving sin, many people strive to burn. And if it ain't too late, you alive, you can turn.
Turn from the wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Oh, burn for your wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Oh, burn for your wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. I say turn and live.
I say an evil generation seeking after signs. One sign was given to Jonas.
And still they be blind.
And for this reason, we're spitting the garden afflicted. Cause we are God know the whole world lied in wickedness. The things we do, we're taught in our youth as babes. According to prophecy, we taught the wicked ones they ways. Why do we have to follow down this crooked path? We should have learned from our forefather Moses the aftermath. For 40 years in the wilderness, that's what they wonder.
Who was saved?
Brothers and the ones 19 years and under.
Oh, they walk.
After other gods, then they worship them.
But we have learned.
Worship your forefathers in Jerusalem.
Oh, you walk.
After imagination of your own evil heart, cause the commandments of God, they don't set apart.
Sanctified.
That's why they die according to prophecy. It's not man but the fear of the Lord that is stopping me from committing wickedness upon the earth. For the reward of the wicked ain't for what it's worth. I don't wanna burn, so therefore I turn. And with all your getting, make sure the scriptures are what you learn. From they are able to make thee wise unto salvation eternally, which is promised to us from the creation. But whoso despise the word should be destroyed, and he that fears the commandment should be rewarded. You ain't gotta do the things that you do. Repent, be baptized, and the Lord will forgive you.
Turn from the wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Oh, burn for your wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Oh, burn for your wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. Turn from the wicked ways. I say turn and live. Why are my people so corrupt? We're cursed, if you know what I mean. It's been like this since our birth. Our forefathers disobeyed the laws of the Father. The 10 Commandments and laws that follow, they don't bother. Cause many of our brothers and sisters been deceived. You put the proof right in their face and they don't believe. Now that's an example of an hard, real hard. Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. The wickedness of the last days foretold, for man should become lovers of himself. And I know the book ain't lying, so stop denying the whole truth.